Hey, family, I'm here.
Cheers, D. Ladies and gerbils, we are a little bit late. Thanks for joining us. The thing is doing the thing. So, D, could you tell people who is allowed to be here?
What's going on, everybody? Oh, shit. This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you have to get the flying fuck out. Back
That's
to
the
you,
way.
female girl.
Thanks, folks, for joining us. My apologies for being a little bit late, but I was having some lunch, which in my case was a little bit more important for the moment. But you should have seen the sandwich that I made. You would have prioritized that sandwich as well. I am willing to bet, unless you don't like good food. Cheers, Grandma Grows. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show. You're our first in the chat. You are our first commenter. Yay, you win everything. Don't really win that much, but you win our pride. You win our congratulations. You win our big ups, Grandma Grows. That's what you win. Anyway, ladies and geraniums, we're going to be here for a little bit. This is a high noon safety meeting. If you guys are new or if you are unfamiliar, if you didn't see the show before, whatever, if you're familiar with me from my main channel, Humidor and the Flavors, of course, we have a couple shows on that channel every day, every week. Tuesdays, or no, actually, to be honest, we only have really one show on that channel lately. Well, we're going to work on that in the future. This was always supposed to be kind of a life raft, and then it basically became all of the above or something, right? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the main channel is Fuel and Flavors, and this channel is channel two. If you guys are unfamiliar with who I am a primarily cannabis grower. I mean, I grow many other things too, tomatoes and all kinds of stuff, but I'm not like a tomato farmer or whatever, but I'm a medical cannabis grower and I've been doing it for quite some time. Uh, Breeder, photographer, et cetera. I do quite a bit in cannabis. And basically, whenever you see pictures or anything of my strains on my website, other than once in a while, my wonderful customers sometimes post photos or send me photos. 95% of those photos are my photos. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the show itself is basically meant to be kind of a check-in and just kind of a friendly, loose conglomeration of friends that basically talk about cannabis-related subjects in the middle of the day. Time to check your condition and see what your condition is. Oh, I fucked that up completely. It's stupid. We're fucking good. I haven't said that for a long time. See how you're. Oh my God, I gotta listen to the song again. See how your condition is. That's what we're fucking getting to. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, cheers, Pip Jam. Good to see you, buddy. One of our other illustrious moderators. Sort of an east-west kind of thing. We have the west moderator right here with our illustrious friend D Zombie, and of course we have our old world moderator, I guess you could say, with Pip Jam MBF. Folks, you guys are welcome to hop on and join the conversation. We would love to hear from you in the chat. We would love to hear from you on the show because it is meant to be an open conversation, meant to be actually an open panel as well. I may change that in the future, honestly, because I think the open model hasn't really worked, to be honest. But for the moment, it's still, I've been saying it for a while, but it's still basically an open panel. So you are very much encouraged to say something in the chat. That very much is open. It's going to stay open. I don't think I'm going to ever close the chat other than to, fuck bags, basically. But ladies and gentlemen, we would love to hear from you in the chat. As little as a hello is fine, but of course, we would love to hear about your garden, what you're growing, all that kind of stuff. But if you'd like to hop on the show, you're actually welcome to hop on the show, especially this show. Please hop on, gentlemen or ladies and gentlemen, and just remember, please don't be a dick. Don't show your dick, and don't be a fucking lunatic. Very simple rules, I think. Please abide by them. Well, there's no please about it. You will abide by them, or you'll be kicked off and laughed at, honestly. But ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty flexible about who's allowed to be on here. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to grow like us. You don't have to do anything like us, honestly. I do ask that you kind of, don't pull shit out of your ass, basically. Don't make stuff up and just kind of be a jerk off, ladies and gentlemen. If you say something controversial, please have backing behind it. You know what I mean? We'd love to hear differing opinions or even controversial, contrarian opinions, but we would love to, we need to be able to trust that the opinion isn't just made up out of whole cloth or something. So, folks, if you do want to talk about politics, there's just every day there's some new fucking politics to talk about. If you want to talk about politics, that's allowed, but please bring how do I put it? Bring intelligent opinions. I guess that's the best way to put it. I don't want to say do your homework because that sounds like I'm making you go out and literally do homework. But literally, my point is that I want you to have intelligent, insightful opinions. I don't want you to just parrot talking points from your favorite political party just because they have the right color that you like or something. No, that's what a lot of people do, D, and I think it's a big problem in our Western democracies. Well, if we call them democracies in the future, who knows? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, please hop on. We would love to hear from you. With that said, too, honestly, if the conversation doesn't get going, sometimes it doesn't really get going, we're just going to cut it because if it's just D and me here for 45 minutes, we have better things to do. But folks, we would love to sometimes the conversation takes off. So hop on, join the conversation, join the show. We would love to hear from you. D, what's going on, buddy?
Namaste. Ram Ram Dostos. Salam alaikum. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm, of course, the zombie, and you can find me on my channel if the fucking scammers fuck off. You can find me on my channel on YouTube at dzombie_745. I hope everyone's having a great day. I am smoking on some Oreo mints. Um, Hope everyone's medicating and with this check-in.
It's actually going to
Yeah,
be my
man.
first join of the day. Can you believe it?
Oh wow. I'm on like my I don't know. I lost count.
Good and stout. Oh, look at that. Smash is coming to join us.
Right on.
Right on. So maybe it's a party after all. Folks, hop on, join the conversation.
Fuck off.
I'm drinking some Turkish coffee right now. You ask, what makes it Turkish? Well, it's that cool hat that they wear. That's why. No, I make it Turkish style, basically.
Wait. Oh no, there. Okay, never mind.
Cranmore Grows is smoking some greasy hooker. It's funny.
What? Wait.
That's not
Have
how
you
you're
read
supposed to
that?
talk about Miss Chronic.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a
I was
hell of a
looking
way
at
to
the
talk about your mama.
Actually,
What's going on, Smash?
what up? Fucking eyes, dude. Same eye every time. My eyes fucked up again.
Oh, you gotta
Oh
go to the doctor,
no.
dude. That's no laughing matter.
Yeah.
Might have a duct clogged or something.
Mm.
Or even maybe a foreign body in there or something that nobody can find.
I went.
Your
Yeah,
mama
maybe.
likes foreign bodies, am I right?
An arm or a leg.
Oh my God, I can't wait to have good weed again. I just have all this fucking outdoor swag. Ugh. I'm glad I have it. I can't complain
Yeah.
that I don't have weed. I'm actually running low on weed, so I'm probably going to run out before I harvest again. But I'm trying to conserve a little bit. But at the same time, it's very much, you have to be grateful that, in fact, you have fucking weed. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not my preferred choice or whatever, it's not my preferred quality and everything else. And I'm running low on types of weed too. I only have a couple, three strands. I have a little bit of a couple other ones, but again, you can't complain because fuck, I got weed. I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to buy anything. Pretty killer.
Oh
But
wow.
anyway, got the garden not completely fixed, not completely set up. There's still more to set up, but made real progress in the last few days finally. I don't know, I'm sure you guys are the same, right? When you have a big mountain of stuff before you and when you haven't really, even if you've done a bunch of the work, but it doesn't look like it, you haven't really, I don't know, you've done all the little work basically in the beginning and then all the big work comes later. Like you realize that the project is like still this gigantic mountain. And then finally you actually round the hump basically and you actually get a lot of that done. Oh, it feels so much better. So it was such an infuriating situation. Plus, just I've said this before, whenever you're not flowering, you're basically wasting your time in cannabis, right? I think that's should be a fairly obvious thing. If you're not actually regularly flowering, you're basically just vegging for nothing, essentially. And so for a long time, honestly, I was vegging for nothing, basically since the fall. That's actually why I only have outdoor weed, because but the old place I live, I don't live there anymore, I guess. Another fucking long story. But what was I trying to say? I kept waiting to get this house basically because we made plans with the guy that owned the place and stuff. And then he dragged his fucking feet forever and da, da, da. So I was like, oh, it doesn't make any sense to start flower if I'm just gonna move the garden over to the freaking house. So for months I was fucking vegging, and my plants are all literally 6 foot fucking tall. I had to cut them all down basically because they're all like 6 foot tall fucking behemoths. I mean, how am I gonna flower that? They would be 9 feet tall or 10 feet tall or something. It's just not gonna happen. So basically, I had to just keep oh, endless bullshit. But whatever. Hopefully, it's calmed down now. What's going on with you, Smash?
Nothing, just hanging out, popping some of these autoflower seeds. Some.
Cool.
Keep meaning to pop. I have a half, maybe a dozen maybe a little bit more. No, probably about a dozen autoflower seeds still, probably from when Bud sent them. I think I had the two types. I had that one gelato that he sent, and the other one. To tell you the truth, one of the reasons why I don't pop them is just like I'm like, oh, that whole line was just like meh. But it seems wasteful to just let autoflowers just not do anything. I
Uh,
guess I have some other autoflowers, but I don't remember.
Oh,
Nothing super
Tangy,
special. I've never bought any.
shit.
Tangerine Dream.
That sounds good.
Oreo. That's Blue Dream and a
Tangy,
tangerine.
maybe, yeah. Or tangerines and blueberries might be a good combo.
Yeah.
Um,
Fuck off, scammer.
no, you got those. What are you scam baiting, and then they're like texting you now or something?
Yeah, they're calling me now. I'm gonna repost. But the good thing about it is I take those numbers and I repost them on the sites I'm on,
Hmm,
the Scambait community I'm in,
hmm,
and they'll just call the shit out of them.
hmm.
So it's like karma to me.
Really a shame that our world has gone this way. I don't know, and I think we're going to get a lot more of that. Honestly, it looks like the post-World War II order has basically broken apart. And yeah, what's coming is going to be a lot weirder and a lot darker. Last few days of our new president has been making just one unhinged decision after another. And it's really something else. It's really, we learned this the first time he was president. You almost have to not look at the news every morning because literally in the first thing in the morning, he's somehow managed to do something more extraordinary than he did yesterday. And it was literally a never-ending thing for like 4 years. You know, it's basically like living with an abusive spouse. I've heard from many um, formerly abused spouses, I guess you could say, that this reminds them very much of that same kind of pattern. Constant building pressure every single day, never letting up, et cetera, et cetera. So now he's not only basically declared himself complete, he's the law, essentially. He and his attorney general are the law and nobody else counts. But also his new thing is that Ukraine is responsible for the war that Russia started with them. So apparently, he
Of
thinks that
course.
Zelensky's a dictator, despite the fact that Vladimir Putin has been in power for 25 years. And I mean, I don't think an idiot could even say that Vladimir's not a dictator. I mean, you'd have to be Vladimir's personal assistant who is required to say that Vladimir's not a dictator to say that he's not a dictator. I mean, it's fucking obvious that under the dictionary definition of dictator, there's just a smiling picture of fucking Vlad.
Yeah, man. I'm
But
not.
according to our president, that's not that it's upside down world. And actually, it was Ukraine's fault for starting the war. And apparently, Zelensky is not Putin, but actually Zelensky is the dictator, evidently, according to our president. So this is I don't know if you guys don't realize this is not trolling, this is not funny, this is bad because this is outright Russian propaganda. It outright serves Russian interests. And most importantly, it basically shows the world that the US, A, can't be trusted with their best friends, and also is not going to backstop the American world order. It's literally people don't like to talk about it that way, but it's basically the American world order after World War II, because America basically was the dominant people. Sort of, how do I put this? They compared Russia and the U.S. as superpowers, but the U.S. was basically always more dominant and far more how do I put it? Not always, I guess, during the space race and a few other times, but generally speaking, they were more dominant. Were they were nuclear power before the Soviet Union. Everything else, they had kind of a leg up, basically. It's so weird to see the U.S. just voluntarily be like, "Nah, I don't want to be boss anymore. I'm just going to give up and give it to everybody else." And it's going to be dark because basically Ukraine's going to have a hard time. They are probably going to still fight the way they've been doing because it looks like Europe is apparently going to step up because they realize how significant this is. But Russia has a lot of people, and they can just continue prosecuting this war essentially forever, basically. Because again, Vladimir's a fucking dictator. So they might just overwhelm Ukraine. And if they do, even if they don't, honestly, the fact that U.S. basically is backing down on several commitments that they made actually with the Budapest Memorandum, basically where Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons and the U.S. Guaranteed their safety. And so now the U.S. is totally going back on that basically. Anyway, long story short, China in a couple of years is going to see with this, they're going to see that they're allowed to take Taiwan. And it's a weird thing with China. There's like a weather window where they can invade basically because of the storms and everything else. And one of their weather windows to invade is basically 2027 in the summer. And so everyone knows that they're prepping for this basically ahead of time. And with Ukraine just being given to Russia, China will know, okay, that's the way it works. The U.S. is not going to go to war against us because if they're not going to go to war against Ukraine, not even unofficially, they're definitely not going to go into a hot war over Taiwan because it'll be a hot war. So this it's going to be a bad future if this is what it's going to happen. But yeah, what the fuck can we do? You know, I mean, we're just a couple of fucking
That's
stoners on
the
the internet.
problem.
All we can do is just fucking talk about it, I guess. Shit. Go ahead, Smash.
That's the problem. We don't. No one has the authority to say anything with any president, really. They.
I
You're not wrong. The fuck are you gonna say to the president? Please
That's what I'm
stop.
saying. Like, if we, if it was written, if our government seems to be kind of like corrupt, we should be able to step up and deal with it. But we would never be able to do that. Like we were talking about the other night, there's fucking senators and fucking house members just inside trading, making millions of dollars, taking money from lobbyists, like all that shit. That's not how a government should be ran, period.
Yeah, and people talk about it all the time. I think the founding fathers would have been pretty depressed at the current state of politics. Washington famously abhorred parties in general. He thought that parties were gonna break apart the country. Um, I don't know, man. I think that I think we've gone far afield. I don't know. Maybe it's time to just fucking scratch it up and start over. But I'm worried that the people that are going to start it all over are not really the right people to start it up. So I don't know. I don't know where this is all going. It's disturbing, you know. And every single day is chaos. Crazy. I'm dreading whenever I talk to a couple of my Ukrainian friends. You know, I'm like, well, fuck am I going to tell them? You know, like some sad shit. But, well, we'll see. SO Organics. Cheers, buddy. He says I still watch every episode, just sometimes it's on record. Life's been busy. Hope you guys are doing well. Good to see you as well. SO Organics. Always welcome. We know how that is. Life can definitely get in the way in many ways, or at least not even get in the way, but make things difficult. What can you do? Hardcore just flipped a pretty dank pair of Falkenstein lamps. I wonder what a Falkenstein lamp is. Castle Falkenstein, everyone's favorite Nazi killing game.
sounds
Um,
like Wolfenstein. Yeah, oh, never mind. Go smashed.
yeah, right now, like I guess Massachusetts has a shortage,
Oh, there is a game called Castle
so
Falkenstein. How funny.
we can't get our hands on rock salt here right now. Our roads in Boston, other cities
Wow.
are still pure ice.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, they're trying to have it cleaned up, but it's the next town over from me. There's people, they might still not have power
Oh wow.
from like Sunday.
You know what, Ryan? I think I might have had one of these years ago. It was my dad's, and I didn't know
That looks
what the
like a
fuck it
peanuts.
was. Yeah. In fact, I had one a little bit more like that and one like that, and they were kind of not
I
my
want the
style, as you
dueling
can imagine. I'm
dicks.
sure Ryan agrees. But they were nice. I mean, fucking hell, they were incredibly intricate.
I want the
Had this
dueling
other
dicks.
one. What's that?
I want the dueling dicks.
The dueling dicks.
You see which one I'm
Which one
talking
was
about?
the dueling dicks? No, I
You
don't
got
see the dueling
covered
dicks. Dang it.
now.
Right there, the two brass ones.
Oh, right
Nice.
there.
Brass.
Yeah,
The dueling dongs. I had this other one that was gorgeous, but oh my God, I would never keep it in my fucking house. Holy shit. It was arts and crafts pottery, basically. It was probably honestly worth a decent amount of money, but I didn't have a chance to whatever. I think I sold it for $50 or something on Craigslist. It was fucking pictures of it. Anyway, it was this spiraling hand-built porcelain basically with flowers and vines and shit. It was baller, but it looked so antiquated. It was not a very modern style. I felt so bad selling it. I was like, fucking hell. But what are
Oh
you gonna do?
wow.
Who else in here? Justin Bean's hanging with us. Good to see Justin Bean. Hardcore's, of course, with us as well, because we're fucking talking about him. Pairs go for $1,000 sometimes. Goodness gracious.
That's crazy.
Who's saying top right? Did I just close the?
Mwah, mwah. There. Now, control the joints.
need to fucking go to the store, but The car is iced in. Like literally,
Uber?
nah, too much money.
No.
Oh, I gotta go to Walmart.
The
Wally
hell?
World. I think Ryan was saying the top right one. Or maybe he meant this one, top right. One of those two. Anyway,
I like those
now
Tiffany
you know.
lamps with like stained
The green
glass.
ones. Yeah, they actually are cool, huh?
I've
Yeah,
always wanted one of those.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Here's Jeff.
Hop on, folks. We're still hanging for a little bit. Smash joined the conversation, so we're gonna give it a little bit longer. But folks, if we don't really get much of a conversation going or something, maybe we'll cut it before the hour or something. Uh, Join the conversation, folks. You guys are more than welcome. We'd love to hear from some new voices. If you guys are longtime regulars in the chat, you know who you are, I'm sure. We would love to hear from you. Some of you folks have been on the show before, so we would love to hear from you again. Catch up with us, tell us how the garden is or whatever else, or tell us
We
what your
speak your
thoughts on all this
name.
shit going on. Like I'm genuinely starting to get worried that there's so much chaos that I'm afraid that basically all bets are off, and that includes, for example, the stuff that we do. Basically, like we have to remember that weed is not federally legal. And at any point, they could basically just pull the rug out from under us. Essentially, many of us function under the Farm Bill, but at the same time, many of us couldn't function on the Farm Bill. People who in different states, I mean, there are places around the country where people do farmers markets and stuff. You couldn't do that under the Farm Bill. They could just pull that out from under us just for giggles one day, you know? And that's not a joke that I'm making, because like Elmo is going through the he's going through the Department of Defense now. They're cutting whole departments just willy-nilly. So I'm like, who's to say they don't just decide to ban weed again or something? I don't know. What's up, Hardcore?
Hardcore. Popcorn house.
Still setting up. Cheers, Al. Good to see you, buddy. Jeff's hanging with us. It says smoke.
Um. Anyway,
Did you get your mic set up, Hardcore? Still trying.
Yeah,
There he is.
testy
I'll be
testes.
back in a second.
Right on.
Testy testes. 1, 2, 3.
He's all about the testes.
Yeah.
Justin Beat says that was cool the other night. Bud was showing some newts he scored, and then I got cheers, hardcore. Then I got a text asking if I want a bunch of newts. Nice. Cheers, hardcore.
Justin Bean.
He's out shopping.
I've been playing with some of the dry amendment stuff for a couple pots.
What, kelp and shit, or what do you mean?
Not like nutrients, like
Oh, I
kosher.
got you. I got you. Oh, like adding them to the organic grows, or what are you doing?
Using soil, but I'm keeping pots separate with different
So,
strains.
are you growing the soil synthetically, or what are you doing?
So one side, a couple plants, yes, and then the rest of it, no.
Gotcha. Do you see any results or any differences?
I like the fact that I put it in my water and like I needed like, I don't know, they were starting to green, like get, wow, this is a tongue twister, like get light green.
Oh, so they
So
were kind of hungry on something, and then basically with the synthetic, you were able to kind of fix that problem right away, probably, huh?
instantly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was so cool.
that
Like
is an
2 days
advantage.
later, they started to darken out
Mm.
on me already. I'm like, wow.
And
So
that's
that's
something
what I
that you
do.
almost you every once in a while you can get that with depends on what's wrong with the soil basically, but usually if something's wrong with your soil, it would take you a week to come back instead of, let's say, 2 days. Whereas if you knew the right nutrient to add, you could literally just add that nutrient. You would basically just get the plant green the next day. It's like basically an IV drip, right? problem with soil is that whenever you have that deficiency, one of the reasons why I say people shouldn't chase adding things or even soil testing to get their perfect balance, because basically it's not really so much of what's in the soil, it's more what's unlocked in the soil. So, for example, the microbial community, basically, if they're eating everything, then the plants are going to have access to everything. But if they're not able to eat everything, because, for example, in my case, it was too cold in the fucking garage, or because, I don't know, you did something wrong, or your water is too acidic or whatever the fuck it is, the soil physically won't be able to feed the plants what the plants want to eat. Basically, it won't be available. Basically, it'll be there, but it won't be available. It'll be like having canned food but no can opener. Yesterday, I was looking for a can opener. Imagine, okay, it's just a tin can. You could always bash it on a rock, but imagine the can was made of fucking iron or something, right? And you got, I've been watching Silo. You have a silo full of fucking food, no way to open the food. Or for example, in Silo, they're trying to get in the vault full of food, but they can't get in the fucking vault, right? That's basically organics when things are going sour. Fairly easy to fix. Nice thing about organics is that it is fairly easy to fix, and there are ways to fix it. For example, we talked about Coot had his Fix It mix, which was basically, oh, I don't remember exactly right now, but it was kelp. Um,
And
It was barley.
fuck his Fix It mix. See, this is the kind of stuff I took private on my
I
channel, so
bet you
I don't even know this stuff anymore.
I bet you I
Uh,
have it in an email.
Aaron,
Uh, anyway, there are ways to do stuff, right? And so, for example, like you say, putting down barley, like one of the ways, by the way, to fuck up your plants if they're ill is to grind up barley. It'll become active too fast, and you'll actually kill some of your plants. But basically, if you have somewhat sick plants and put some ground barley, basically powdered barley, that shit soaks up. It's the same thing as basically protein powders for fucking bodybuilders and stuff, basically. And it works very similarly, actually, and it's quite easily unlocked. Same thing with kelp extracts and so on. So there are things you can do with plants, but then the problem is you end up careening back and forth, right? It's like basically a rear wheel drive car that you don't understand how to drive. You just keep fucking slamming between the fucking barriers or something, right? Whereas with the IV drip from synthetic, it is quite a bit easier. You know what I mean? The companies have figured out those formulas for you.
Um,
Chances are your plant is not extra hungry than any other plant, basically. So you could probably, in most cases, you could probably give it a standard fucking feed formula, whatever. What am I trying to say? Standard recipe, basically, instead of even being specialized, and the plant will all of a sudden be green. That is a big advantage.
what
Go ahead, Smash.
are you doing
Yes,
here?
Bean, are you talking about your mama?
um, when I have a problem with soil, I normally would give it plain water for a couple of days and then add some worm castings, maybe some fishbone meal, a little bit. And I kind of let it solve itself out and just water, plain water. Um, but sometimes I'll put like the fishbone meal in the water and let it sit overnight. Same thing with worm castings. I'll put it in the water sometimes. I seems to help like especially with like the
People do that. It's
fishbone
like
meal.
what do they call it? An extract, basically. It's the new version of teas. People basically realized that teas were a total waste of time, but they realized that the principle was not necessarily a waste of time. So they figured out, wouldn't you know it, actually just a worm extract. Basically, get some good inoculant. So, for example, IMO or fucking any kind of good castings, good compost, whatever, and you can literally just wash some water through it, and you kind of unlock, you knock off all the good microbes, and you just wash into the plants. You just got to speed up the process, is all you're really doing.
Um, yeah, I don't really have many problems with my soil.
That's the thing. One of the biggest. Oh my God, crazy. Hold on.
Um, Even when like my pH stays about the same, I put it in at 7. I haven't looked back. Plants have always done good.
Hang it. Um, what was I trying to say? I was trying to say that. Oh, the advantage of soil, good soil, is that you basically don't have to do shit to it. So, for example, I have these pots that are like my pets. I mean, some of these pots are actually older than pets. Like, I guess I haven't had these longer than I've had any dogs necessarily, but I've definitely had these since my dogs are gone. I've had some of these pots probably for going on 10 years. And I haven't taken the stuff out. Some of them are only a year old, some of them are 5 years old, and I don't honestly I don't remember it. Well, that's not true. Sometimes I keep track by putting the old tags of some of the plants. Like when I got like a really banger harvest of something, I basically take the tag and I just leave it there, kind of as like a statue or something. So some of those pots actually I can remember how old they are. But how do I put this? The soil structure and everything in there has been basically worked on by worms and creepy crawlies and fucking roly-polies and all the little composting critters and the red fucking, composters and springtails and everything else for years now. You know what I mean? And all I've really ever done is add to them, basically. I hardly ever take anything away. The only thing that I take away is usually when I plant one of my basically vegging plants into the flower pot because I don't normally plant them from seed in those pots. I start somewhere else. I start in small cups and so on and so forth. Then I eventually transplant them into the flower pots. I take a little bit of that soil and I take it into the recycling bin. And the recycling bin basically becomes kind of the mother soil for every single thing in the entire
That's kind of
garden.
what I
Basically,
do. I have like
at some point, everything passes through that recycling bin.
same. I
And
have one
basically,
big bin.
yeah,
Um, Sometimes if I like, I don't know. Sometimes I decide like, oh, I want to get this pot. I'll put all the soil in that bin. It has healthy living, good soil in it. I've actually had my 20-gallon for like 3 years, 4 years now.
nice.
And I haven't taken the soil out, but it is getting to the point where there's a lot of fucking roots in there. And it's
Hmm.
getting to be like kind of hard, like rock hard at the top.
Hmm.
So I'm
You need
wondering,
a little bit more mulch and let
that's
the
what I was
critters
thinking.
basically eat that shit up. Yeah.
Um,
Good. There you go. I was talking about that the other day. I was like, "Oh shit, your plants look like they look like they could use a cover crop." Sure enough, I think they could use a cover crop. That'll be its own mulch. I mean, you could do whatever the fuck you want, of course, but I would put a little bit of uh, 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 I mean,
oh,
I
I
hate to
mean,
buy
like I
shit, you know what
did.
I mean? But people go out and they buy the straw. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to go out and buy a bale of straw, but that would be very effective if you put some straw on there and then just planted the clover, little grasses or whatever the fuck, alfalfa, stuff like that. Just a cover crop blend is usually what I use pretty much. And then as it grows over, it'll just grow up through that barley straw, and then you just chop and drop pretty much. You just chop all that stuff and just let it decompose, and that becomes your mulch layer. Works really well.
I I don't know. I run on the drier side of things, and I frequently forget to water.
Well, this would help you because
And I
cover
tried
crops
having
retain
like
moisture.
I put a bunch of seeds down. I had a little bit of barley growing. I had some alfalfa, but it all died off. Like,
I mean, the cover crop is not the point. I say this all the time. I'm maybe a little bit apologetic because I'm like, oh, I'm intentionally, look what they did to my boys. I'm just intentionally sacrificing the cover crop, but I don't really care. My goal is the weed, and everything to satisfy that weed is basically the point. So essentially, all the cover crop, if it grows up and it's nice and healthy, but then it dies one day, then I'm like, oh, okay, I noticed that, and then just put more seeds. It's a non-issue because the whole point of the cover crop is just to maintain that soil. My fucking nose itches, but the whole point of that cover crop is just to maintain that soil moisture, basically, to create a mulch layer. So whether the cover crop is doing well or not, it's not an issue for me. I just need it to be there, basically. And if it's not doing well, I just add more seeds. You know. In fact, I just bought some seeds the other day. I just bought them at unfortunately they didn't have the beneficial mix. They only had a somewhat grass heavy um what do they call it? They call it their I don't remember what they call it. Maybe they call it the beneficial mix, but it wasn't like they used to have like an actual butterfly mix and stuff. So it was pretty cool. It was a little bit it had more clovers as opposed to more grasses, but whatever, it's fine. You have to be the thing that's more annoying is you have to be a little bit more attentive of it because basically the grass will actually grow up and it'll grow up through your plants and shit, and you don't really want that when you're flowering. So that's just more work. Whereas clover usually won't grow up into the plants.
Get the lawnmower out.
That's it. Fucking whip out the weed eater in the goddamn grow room. Cheers, Jones. What's going on, buddy? He says, hi D. Cheers, chat. Hi, Fumi. What's up, Smash? Welcome, folks. Welcome, DGC Jeff is making lunch. He's tuna on a garlic naan. That's an interesting combo.
Ooh.
Um,
I don't
I
like
don't think
tuna.
I've ever heard of someone doing a tuna garlic melt, you could almost call it. It's probably not a melt because there's no cheese. I wonder if you put some cheese on there, DGC Jeff, it would be a tuna garlic naan melt.
Ooh, I want naan.
But I'm trying to visualize now just the garlic naan and tuna.
I like
God.
tuna that's
Are you
fit.
saying just canned tuna? Or for example, I mean, I assume it's canned tuna. I guess it could be a seared hunk of fucking ahi or some shit. But I'm assuming canned tuna on naan. I would still put something else on there. I would put I mean, mayo's a dead giveaway or dead easy.
It takes
I'd
that
put some
can
cheese. I'd put some
throw it
fucking
in.
cheese. But if you're trying to be healthier, then obviously no cheese. Cheese is quite highly
Oh, man.
caloric. People are surprised. Um, what else would I do?
Damn. Now I'm getting hungry.
I'm
Thanks a
trying to
lot,
think
Jeff.
of different Indian chutneys. I'm like, no, that's cutting. That's too far.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think mayo, or an aioli, just a light dressing on that tuna and that naan. Oh, that'd be really super tasty. He says tuna mayo. There you go. Tuna, mayo, seeds, cheese, lettuce on hard garlic. Nicely done, DGC Jeff. Of course, I read that poorly.
Do you like
Tuna,
turkey?
mayo, seeds, cheese, lettuce on hot garlic naan. Nice.
Do you
Oh,
like turkey pastrami?
It's okay. I prefer beef pastrami better.
I really like the turkey. I don't. I like the
Hmm.
hot seeds on the outside.
Oh yeah.
mm. You guys are getting me hungry. Welcome to
I
the food portion of
My
the
mama
show,
likes
guys.
hot seed.
I got Chinese from last night.
Nice. What'd you get?
Just one of the traditional American plates. Uh,
What is
what
hardcore
is it?
showing off? He shows off the most unique shit.
I got crab rangoon, chicken wing, chicken teriyaki. I prefer chicken teriyaki.
Nice.
Uh, what else comes with it? Boneless
Oh,
spare
good.
ribs.
Oh,
Oh, boneless spare ribs is yummy. Fuck.
The cool thing is, like, this
That's a good
place is
combo.
like you go in and their young kid will take your order. He's doing his homework at the register while the parents are cooking. They have like a Caribbean menu in there too. It's pretty
Oh, that's
interesting.
cool. Huh. I wonder if they were Chinese immigrants to the Caribbean. Uh,
They know how to cook it.
Chinese folks traveled the world, and they immigrated to a lot of different places and had set up Chinatowns all over the place. It's kind of fun. One of the best, well, I don't know, one of the best, one of the awesome restaurants in LA, it just recently won a Michelin star, is Holbox, and
oh,
it's a Japanese Peruvian restaurant. And a lot of people are surprised to know that there's a huge Japanese community in well, I mean that they're now Peruvian, but I mean like of Japanese descent, basically. Same thing with, Americans, basically, right? Same thing with Japanese Americans. A ton of Japanese people emigrated to Peru, and they created this very, ceviche fucking sushi or something. You know what I mean? Like it's this crossover basically between that kind of South American with the avocados and shit, and then basically the Japanese vibe. It's been a super big
Oh
success.
shit!
A lot of times those crossovers do super, super well, and a lot of them come from LA. Years ago, now probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the big crossover was, the fuck am I trying to say? Fuck's sake. I can visualize the name of the place. It's the fucking Korean. Oh my fucking God. Oh,
Did
shut
you?
the fuck up. I can't think of the word right now.
I like Korean barbecue.
Apparently, I'm
Well,
stoned.
actually, I guess I've never had. I want to go to one of those places that has the grill at the table.
oh,
Oh yeah, the Mongol or the yeah. Oh,
Um,
Korean barbecue. Yeah.
yeah, I've
So
never been to one. It looks so good. There's different tiers you can get.
Oh, there we go. It was Korean, basically Korean burritos. There we go. It's Koji truck, basically. It was like Korean
okay.
barbecue burritos and tacos and shit. And it's a fucking spectacular combo. If you guys know Korean barbecue, basically like you're talking about, basically the little
Oh,
pit that you make all your stuff, and the Korean flavors, basically that kind of sweet barbecue sauce is somewhat distinctive. Works extremely fucking well on a taco. So anyway, that was an explosion 15 years ago. Go ahead.
I
Took me
seen
like
a
3 minutes to think about that.
I seen a video of what Smash is talking about. It was the chef that was doing it at the the grill, but he's doing like this sounds like a scratch. He was scratching records. He's pretty cool. He's making this beat up. It was pretty cool.
Well, you cook at Korean barbecue. You cook it yourself.
Oh, I'm talking about
Sometimes.
okay. Well, I'm talking about the guy that you sit at the plate.
That's hibachi, I think you're thinking.
Well,
Oh,
hibachi is Japanese, but no, I guess I wasn't trying to argue with Smash. You're right, you're not wrong or something. But there are Korean barbecue places where you go and they give you the stuff,
Yeah.
right? You don't always sit in front of the. Usually, those places are quite expensive actually because they give you really good cuts of meat, and probably the
Yeah, they got
restaurant is
wagyu and
expensive to
shit.
rent at and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of cool
I've
stuff in that
actually
shop.
never done hibachi either.
Hibachi basically is that little Japanese, kind of the same principle basically. Probably very related. They probably saw each other do it or something across the fucking strait. Uh, Literally just a small grill, and then basically you grill small skewers and stuff.
I think
Dude,
it's
I
the chef
love.
that
You
does
were talking
hibachi.
about teriyaki. I fucking love yakitori. Have you ever had the little chicken skewers? Basically, they cook them on either hibachi or on the a bigger coal grill or whatever. But the
I think
thing
it's
is,
in
they
a
cook them
Thai
in like
spot.
small portions on skewers. Oh, it's so fucking yummy. Oh, you're thinking of the Thai. Yeah, that's right. Basically, all of Asia kind of cooks chicken on skewers, don't they? Like there's this
Pretty
satay
much.
from fucking Indonesia with the peanut. Oh yeah.
Indians do that too.
Pretty, my apologies to all the chickens watching. Chickens, you are delicious. Grilled on fire.
And
What's going
then
on, Captain?
they cap.
Another day in paradise. How's everyone out there doing?
Dude, it's an icy
Look at that
fucking
Chinese
hell.
checkerboard. Haven't seen one of those for a while. By the way, there's apparently nothing Chinese about it other than just the name.
I wanna there's a game I was looking at. It looks so cool. What's it called?
You can lose your marbles in that game, Jumi.
I can't think of it.
For all the marbles. That was very
I
Fuck.
guess we're looking around a antique shop.
Yeah, he's
Looks like it.
moving
That
like
one's really
oh,
condensed. I can't
And
believe how packed every booth is.
that's how
That's
they
the
normally
first booth
have
that's
it. I
not.
mean,
But oh well, around here they're still packed, but they're not quite that fucking dense.
I live like on the East Coast, dude. I swear, since we have like one of the biggest Brimfield, the antique community here is fucking insane.
You guys honestly have a lot more people. I think a lot of Americans just forget how much more populated the East Coast is versus the West Coast. Like even though California has a fuck ton of people, it's like 38 million, 40 million people. It's a huge state. It's the same amount of state as basically Northern Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, fucking Virginia, Washington, Maryland. It's basically all those fucking states, essentially. And all those states is like, I don't even know, 60 million people probably on the East Coast. So people forget how different it is. Basically, the Rocky Mountains kind of split the US from unpopulated to superpopulated. It's kind of funny.
If you ever come down here, dude,
Brimfield's different.
it's fucking crazy. They shut down a whole town,
Hmm.
and it becomes an antique market.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I
Yeah, they
mean,
couldn't do that out here.
imagine
Even though the people antique like a fucking son of a bitch, but like all my friends know, you have to get to any antique shop or anything at like 4 in the morning, basically, because everything is so picked through here.
That's like the thrift stores too.
Mm.
It's
well,
become really big.
Brimfield's really different because, like Smash was saying, you go into this small town and everybody that has like a 3 or 4, 5, 6 acre pasture is having their own, like, I mean, this has been going on for 40, 50 years plus.
Yeah,
Everybody has their own field that they set up in, but they start on like Tuesday, and then the next field, a couple more fields open up on Wednesday, and a couple more fields open up on Friday, and one open up on Sunday, the last day of it. It's basically a week-long antique show, flea market that people literally drive 6, 8 states away just to set up. I mean, we do. We used to set up at Brimfield.
you do computer fume.
Uh, Say again, Smash?
Are you at your computer?
Yeah.
Look up a aerial shot of Brimfield uh, antique market.
Market. They
Mm.
hold it twice a year.
It's pretty insane. But there's a lot of big ones too. There's another one called Rieta Ranch.
And
This is the style that lamp was that I saw. Or those lamps. They're green. They're kind of like inverted ribs like this, but
That's cool.
I like uranium glass.
Oh
Or
yeah.
like,
Here, I'm gonna show this real quick. Well,
that's better.
I have the weirdest fucking subscriptions now. There's subscription suggestions.
newer fitters. I mean,
Yeah, it's a big market. Holy cow.
We set up in the maize field mainly,
Amazing.
which is to the east of that road.
it's crazy. The whole town,
Yeah,
dude.
it is a lot,
Fuck.
honestly. Wow. Huh.
That last picture that you showed with the barn going down the road, that's basically the last field that they open up on the left-hand side. Damn, I know that from the air.
I think that's on the left-hand side.
Oh, S Organics has the recommendations. There's this really cool restaurant in downtown Portland. If you haven't been there, you fucking have to go. It's called Luklak, and it's on fuck off 6th, maybe. I have to look it up right now. But anyway, it's in a weird location that I always forget. I always have to look it up because I'm like, oh, is it on this one? No, and it's always like right around the corner from where I think it is. Anyway, it's really well designed, honestly. I mean, it might be overwhelming because it's very, very lit and colorful and stuff. It is definitely kind of hipsterish, but it's at least different. I'll give it that. You know, like I love things that go for fucking broke, and that place, whether you like it or not, it definitely goes for broke. The food though is also spectacular.
Nice.
It's organics. It's basically Vietnamese with I think a little bit of Burmese and stuff. I can't remember exactly what their particular combination is, but yeah, imagine a Vietnamese noodle soup bar kind of, but it's a hipster trendy version of that, I guess. But they do a really good job, and actually surprisingly for the trendiness and everything, the prices are reasonable. He says he recommends the yellow coconut chicken curry. Add noodles. Nice.
Chicken chow meow
Almost
is
like an
good.
elephant.
hmm.
Cool.
Man, hope we don't get any more snow.
Good landing. Yeah, no doubt. I know we got hammered again. Just the way like your mama likes it.
Oh yeah, she likes it good and hammered.
So yeah, fucking
Second.
I'm
So it's second.
scrambling now, trying to keep this event going. Since they can't have events anymore. Sure, right now, apparently.
Oh,
But
How much was Jesse?
$12.
12 bucks? Wow.
yeah, don't get discouraged, Smash. I know it's easy to get
Can't live without
discouraged
it.
because it is a very discouraging thing. That is the very typical thing. The states don't want us to have those events. They really don't. And it's not even that they give a shit about you at all. That you're probably not on their radar. They just don't like the idea of those kinds of things. Don't fucking ask me why, because on every corner of the street there's a fucking bar. But for some reason with cannabis, they're like, oh my God, it's gonna be super bad. It's gonna be bad.
because I know a couple glass shops that do shows all the time without a problem. He's
I
a
bet you
function.
anything, it's not on the front, it's without a problem. I bet they solve all their problems on the back end. You know what I mean? They toe the line, whatever legality they have to comply with. You know, they have to make sure no one brings any weed, nobody does anything, da 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 da. And then the state doesn't fuck with, oh, look at that. You got a bunch of woodworking tools. How many, were there any hand, I think there were a couple of hand planes behind you, Smash, or hardcore.
They let us like a lot of these places let us dab inside for events.
No, maybe up on the other shelf. He goes too fast. That's what she said. There. Oh, that was a scraper. Never mind. Pretty cool scrapers though. The Stanley, it's like a mesh scraper. Works really well.
Yeah.
I got a quote for another
That horse
place.
shit?
I'd have to be a member to get this price, so it's $45 for the year.
Of course.
and then they're gonna charge me.
$45 membership for the year? Wow. Huh.
Yeah, it's like a private club.
I mean, yeah, but
I think it was like 250, 60, 70 something, 270 maybe.
for the space.
Yeah, which isn't
Oh.
bad. But I have one more space I want to check because they might cut
Mm,
me a deal because they don't have a lot of events there. They just,
mm.
I'll bring in the money.
Be careful. The Cannabis Club, now that they're gone, I guess I can talk about this. They tried to rip me off hardcore. They really put the screws to me, and I ended up just leaving because I was like, this is my group. I can take it elsewhere. And it was difficult to find another place, honestly. And then, honestly, the next place tried to screw me over too. So finally, I found another place, and that place was perfection. And we had like 3 meetings there, and then COVID happened. Wah, wah, wah. It was so fucking bullshit. But the Cannabis Club literally like tried to extort me for to the extent of hundreds of dollars a month they wanted from me. And they just figured that the group was so important to me that I would like not let it go or something. It was next level. And they did it to other people too. That was kind of one of their business models. Not a very effective business model as it turns out because they're gone now, but
He was
that's how they did it.
he was being really cool about it. So we sat down, we agreed that I'd split the door with him. Whatever I make at the door, he gets half. And then he's got like he had a whole store in there and stuff with like papers and wraps and all a bunch of different other stuff.
Mm,
So he was gonna make money off that and food, drinks.
mm.
So he was gonna make these. So I figure he would probably made about 250, $300. So that's what I told them, and they worked with me as much as they could.
Yeah, especially for a low effort deal for them. That's just free money, you know. I mean, insurance can be an issue when you have events. That's always a real bottleneck. So I don't
Um,
know.
it's
Another way that
it's
the
a
fucking corporate
banquet
interests have
hall,
the goddamn advantage. You know, when they want to put on an event, like they've got their own insurance fucking friend, they've got their own warehouse space that some fucking trust fund
but
bitch friend of theirs that owns already. You name it.
I wish I
This
had a
guy's their
fucking
fucking oyster, or their
warehouse.
world's their
Maybe
oyster.
it's almost it's almost would be profitable to like buy some land in the middle of Massachusetts somewhere, put up a fucking building,
Yeah.
and just throw events in it.
Until the state of Massachusetts comes and skull fucks you. They're like, can't have happiness in this state.
Go to Maine. They don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about. I think it's lack of information, honestly, and I think that Captain 420's approach actually is probably the right one, and that many of us should probably spend more time going to meetings and actually talking to the politicians to their face, and maybe writing letters and whatever else. It seems like it's probably an uphill battle, especially probably in today's political climate. But I mean, the reality is, how else are we going to explain that weed is not the devil? Weed is actually a good and beneficial thing. You know, like when a bar is in a neighborhood, a lot of people think that it's a detriment to the neighborhood. I don't know that that's necessarily true. We have a lot of bars and brew pubs and stuff in Oregon. We don't have lawlessness everywhere, you know what I mean? But I think that if you were to say that a bar is a bad, how do I put this? In any way a bad thing because people get drunk and whatever else, and that is true. People drive drunk and so on. It's inevitable. Someone always basically leaves the place too fucking drunk and then drives. Weed places? People fall asleep in their chair, like they leave sober. Like I don't know how many events I've had. People leave sober. I don't know. They just basically they fall asleep on the couch if they're too stoned. They
Yeah, and if I got to
chill for
drive,
2 hours. Like I don't know. They eat some fucking potato chips and
that's what
basically
I'm saying.
the
Eat
oil
something, have a
sucks up in their
coffee.
stomach and they get up and they go and they're fine. People don't get in fights. Uh, uh,
I
uh,
was a
uh,
bouncer, man.
any bar has fights. Maybe not always, but from time to time, there's even a fucking brew pub. Even goddamn, I've seen fights in wineries, like people that are millionaires, fucking with their pinkies up, arguing about whatever the fuck. I don't know, maybe their wives or some shit.
Alcohol
You
does some
don't see that
crazy
at weed
shit.
places. Yeah, it does. It makes people
Yeah,
aggressive.
I've never seen a fight at a weed concert
Nope,
or a weed
never,
event.
never.
Um,
If it'll
I've
be a fight, be
heard,
like, oh, and then it's over. It's literally that,
yeah,
you
there's some
know?
sketchy shit at some of these events. People have gotten houses stolen and shit, but like they're like, all right, I chuck it up to the game, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
if
I
they
don't know how
found
many
them, they'd probably beat them up.
big and small events I've gone to or put on myself. We didn't have one fight. We didn't have anything. Nothing.
I've noticed, like, if it's really packed, there's always that one person. The same thing at card shows. Thievery runs rampant. People see a card they want. They look around. No one's watching them. Oh, let's just slide it in my pocket.
That's what they say locks on your front door are for. Basically, people who are just like, oh shit, it looks like that door's open. I could go steal something.
That's why at card shows now you see everyone with a case that's clamshelled open towards them, so
Hmm.
no one can touch the cards.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's
And
smart.
remember,
You know?
only a locked door can
Thing for
They
insane
got-
It only takes one or two, like you say, at every single card show, there's got to be one thief. Well, it only takes, what if you're
fit
the
out.
guy that got ripped off at every single card show for $100 card, 3, 4 card shows, and you're fucking hurting, you know?
The
Yeah.
goddamn shit apples.
Oh, them fucking apples, Randy.
Exactly.
The Harvest Cup. Uh, Dude, last year there's always something weird going on, but it's also in Worcester, Mass, which I guess I understand. But like last year, there was this dude walking around playing 3 card money, and I'm like, bro, you can't be doing that in here.
Oh my God,
What?
yeah.
What the
One
fuck
of
are you
actually
doing?
verifiably one of the older scams in human history.
That's what I'm
Literally, look
saying.
it
I'm
up
like,
on
dude,
Wikipedia.
I told the people that run it, I'm like, listen, if people are dumb enough to play that, they're getting scammed.
Yeah, like
There's
the
no
variations, the
fairness.
3 cards, the 3 shells, whatever. It's literally one of the oldest games. It's actually thousands of years old, before Egypt, believe it or not.
Like, oh man,
I
like
can't believe people are doing that.
I'll do a poker hand for a deal. You know what I mean? All right, if I get a higher hand than you, then I win or you win. But 3 card money is just a rigged game.
Mhm.
That's funny. Sure.
Except for when Doc Holliday played Ike Clanton and won 16 hands in a row. Ike Clanton was good and mad, but he was also a bad guy. He was one of
He was also dead.
the Cochise. That's right. Well, so is Doc Holliday, unfortunately. One of the Cochise County Cowboys. Bad guys. Bad guys. Oh, those crock pots are cool. Those crock pots go for good money here in the West Coast. Everyone's fermenting cabbage and all kinds of stuff, especially those big ones. Yeah, those things would go for a mint. Oh my goodness, those would be a couple $300 each probably.
There you go.
That
There you go, hardcore. You got a new market.
They make them in Minnesota, I think, or rather the antiques were. I think the new one because they still make them to this day. The newer ones don't cost as much, I think, but people love like those designs. Look at that. Oh fuck, that's 375. See, mother of fuck.
Mhm.
That said 375, didn't it? Yeah, I wasn't lying.
Well,
How
they
about
go
them?
higher than that.
How about them cabbages?
they get a lot more than that too.
The B designs. Wow.
I haven't been to a fucking antique mall in forever.
The one he's in is fucking killer. He's just been walking and walking and walking and he's just like going through it really fast, right? 385 on those.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I got another one too. That's
Wait, turn around. Look, let me see the window real quick.
Those old soda crates are cool.
Ah,
Oh,
that
that's
PBR
cool.
stained
Yeah,
glass.
that's great.
Cool.
Nice.
Plastic.
$89. No, it's stained
Wow.
glass.
Is it?
That's killer.
Or maybe no, it is
No, it's stained glass. Yeah.
back in the
It
back
could be
there.
printed, but it looks real.
No, that's plastic. I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Still
Not
cool.
worth $89.
I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a crack
If
in
it's
it.
plastic, it'll end up bleaching, which sucks.
It's got to be plastic. They're not putting that much.
Got a piece of.
Yeah, that's a cool store.
Buy me Pokemon cards.
World's best taker over brain.
Yeah, after Smash was talking about it, it cracked me up because there was a story. I don't remember. They
Oscar.
came through on Apple News or something, and it was like stores from Costco to Target are making Pokemon limits for all customers. And I just laughed. I was like, "Are you serious?" Because
Some
apparently
stores
he
aren't
was
even.
right. People camp out at the Costco because they know that Costco's going to have a crate of Pokemons, so they go and they buy because Costco doesn't have a policy against that until some jerk off does that, and then they're like, "Okay, well now we actually have to make a limit on Pokemon cards because some jerk off will buy the whole crate." Not like a fucking pallet. I mean, the full fucking pallet of
Yeah.
fucking Pokemon cards. Like the whole yearly shipment for that Costco, and one jerk off will buy it and sell that shit on eBay.
Hey, it's the
I mean,
hustle.
it's not the
I
hustle.
guess.
It's selfish.
I mean, to me it seems excessive. You know, like
That's
that seems
excessive.
way overboard.
Like little kids, like it's for little kids. Like I hate to say that, but like it's for the younger generation, and these adults taking it over is killing the fucking younger generation because they can't even get their hands on fucking cards to open. Like I've been playing Pokemon since I was a child. That game saved me. Like I wasn't a cool kid in school. I wasn't fucking popular. My mom found out like there was a card store and she brought me there. And all the little card nerds took me in and I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? We're not having that these days because of all these people being fucking shitheads and buying them all.
Hmm.
Hey, Smash, that's been going on since Stadium Club came out in 1991. Okay?
I mean, neither of you are wrong. You know, like people have been fucking buying and selling collectible cards since way back when. You know, shit, back in the 70s, people already knew that the cards were valuable, right? They started to
Ever
try to
since
save them.
COVID spiked. COVID
Oh,
spiked.
before that though, I mean, Mickey Mantle. I remember, fuck, a long time ago, people were saying, "Oh my God, a Mickey Mantle card, $1 million, $2 million, whatever." Like I said, my jerk off stepfather had a Honus Wagner signed card, and I want to say, oh my God, who was the baseball? Now I'm forgetting who the fucking baseball was. Anyway, he had a couple of different souvenirs because he grew up in San Diego and whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. The baseball went for $85,000 and he sold it in like 1990 or something, like a long time ago, and it
Oh
went for a
yeah,
ton of
there's
money.
always the special
So,
cards, but like now the sports cards are like ever same thing with Pokemon. Like I could get them before COVID. I could walk into a store and buy a pack any day I wanted, any day I wanted. And then Jake Paul, a bunch of fucking YouTubers started to hype
mm,
it up
mm.
again, and people started to inflate the market. And then now sports cards are releasing these special cases where they're releasing over like $3 million in cards.
That horse portrait was spectacular.
That's funny.
The great ones in here, man.
The cow is great too.
I missed the cat one. Can you show the cat one again?
The
Uh,
funniest part is that chair, if it's real, I don't think it's real. But if, oh my God, that's spectacular. If that chair is real, it has to be such a gigantic chair to put that fucking cow in it.
No, they're just paintings, but
The former owner of this place, his deceased wife apparently was a fanatic for cows. When they left, they took almost everything, but they left a couple, because everyone always leaves something. They left some cow portraits and stuff. So I left them on the wall. I was like, ah, spectacular. I got a portrait of a fucking cow.
nice.
Those show cows and shit get real big money too.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, no disrespect to cows. They're actually
Uh,
spectacularly lovely animals, believe it or not. They're
They're
they,
smart.
basically, they really are. I don't know how much we need to talk about cows because someone's probably eating lunch and they're like, the fuck, this is roast beef sandwich, female, shut the fuck up. But cows are actually really delightful animals. They're really pleasant.
you're fucking right, man. They're delicious on my plate.
They are also delicious. That's one of the most unfortunate parts of
Yep.
life.
Yum.
You know, I thought about this one day. I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings,
That's
and we're selling like two, three, four, 5,000 wings in a night.
Oh my God. Do you ever think about that and you're like, I am death. I am destroyer
That's
of
a lot
worlds.
of
Because you're
fucking
just like a
chickens.
fucking chicken slaughterer of mass repute. Yeah.
Because technically, you only get two drums and
Two.
two flats from each chicken.
Yep.
And there's on the ground too. I put something like that.
I moved to chicken tenders.
Now you're making me hungry. No.
Let's just hope that no alien species comes and thinks of us this way.
Where's
Well, they
Betsy?
got 2 legs. I mean, shit, you gotta eat like 4 to just feel full,
What
you
about
know.
yo? You ever see the people with the stone crabs that just rip the claws off and throw them
I
back
know,
in?
motherfucker. Holy shit, they just rip the fucking claw off and they're just like, oh, well, yep, goodbye.
They grow back. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're gonna die before they grow back.
That's it. They're not going to be able to feed themselves because you could take, you're legally allowed to take both of them. If you take one, then the crab could still feed itself. But if you take both, the fuck is the crab going to do? Gum the fucking seaweed to death? Shit.
It could probably get around. Like it could probably eat like algae and shit, but it can't defend itself.
Right.
Like if a fish sees a crab with no claws, they're like, "That's an easy fucking meal."
This is an ex crab. An expired, no, wait, expired parrot.
Dude, I told you I was watching those lionfish extermination again. I want to go do that.
It looks like a ton of fun. I used to know a spear fisherman. Well, ironically, he didn't work too far from here now that I think about it. Anyway, he went on the weekends basically down to the coast and just probably pretty dangerous. He went by himself all the time, but he always caught amazing fish, lingcod, rockfish, you name it. Oh, he was because you can pick up shellfish while you're there, so you know mussels and everything. Oh man. Oh, he'd pick up because even back then there was still a limit on. I think there's a limit now on abalone. It's a very small limit. I think you're only allowed a couple, 3, 4 per year. But he was always get his abalone. They were always like the max size because he was literally right next to where they were growing. You know, not tide pooling or something, but you know, because he was like snorkeling, I guess. Oh, it
All
always
the
sounded
fancy,
like so much fun,
all,
honestly. Yeah.
all the fancy rich people on Nantucket, when it's like mussel season or like scallop season or one of those ones, they all go out and harvest them off their
Mm,
docks and shit.
mm.
Have a good day.
Probably mussels. Unfortunately, scallops are usually more deep sea, and unfortunately, the scallop fishery
Bay.
is honestly very
I meant
brutal.
to say
They dredge
oyster.
for them most of the time, which sucks. Um, I love scallops, which
I
is
figured.
sad because they don't fish for them well. What's that, Smash?
I think it might have been oysters.
Oh, yeah. Oysters are definitely close to shore. Yeah.
I think it's oysters. I think it is. But yeah, they harvest them. Like Dave Portnoy has a house down there.
Huh.
Fucking, he's like, oh yeah. Some guy came up and he's like, oh, I'll harvest them and I'll give you half. He's like, no, I want to go do that.
2-minute warning, everybody.
Yeah, you're allowed to harvest your own. The only problem is to be able to actually find productive oyster beds. Most of the time, you don't really find at least places that you can go.
They probably make it really good conditions near their docks, so they all just stick around.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not hard to seed oysters, from what I understand. If you actually had like a dock, if you had beachfront property or something in a little tide pool area, it's not hard to seed the oyster bags and stuff. And you just basically wait 6 months or a year and you have a bunch of oysters.
Where are you hardcore? Like, what city are you in?
Bowels of the earth.
I'm in the town I was born in. It's called Alexandria.
Hmm.
Maybe like 10,000 people, somewhere around there.
This is a like you're walking from store to store. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, you've seen a
All
ton.
antiques. Oh wait, go back. Go to that lamp.
A fake.
That was a sick
I
lamp.
don't know. It might be.
I've always wanted one.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of knock points
I'd
here, but
break that motherfucker though.
Hmm.
See it. I can't wait till these stores are filled up with like Supreme and
What's this now?
Fucking Balenciaga shoes.
yeah. Some the random shit that we're into now.
Damn bitch.
Bear bricks.
Do they have any radioactive? What's that glass? The radioactive glass?
Uranium glass. They had some,
Yeah.
he had there were a few that he walked by. The really vivid lime green ones usually
Yeah.
are uranium
They
glass.
make it
Not
in
always.
blue.
It could be. There you go.
Yeah, right on.
He's like, how's them apples? Right
Wow.
there. Wow.
They
You got a
make them
little
in.
flashlight in my pocket, but
You would
Okay.
make people. I'm on a couple Facebook pages with uranium glass, and you make those people drool right now.
Mhm. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Some of
Wow.
them. There's other colors too. Did you know
Yeah.
that? Like they
Of
make
yeah,
uranium?
I
blue.
got
Oh.
orange stuff and
Oh yeah, like orange and a couple. I knew about
Blue.
that, but
I like the blue
usually
ones
green.
that glow.
Yeah.
There's also like soda lime glass and stuff that can be super green, but
I think it's in Michigan. There's a beach where these rocks, like you go walk a beach with a black light,
cool.
and like a rock just starts glowing.
It's radioactive.
Uranium is really common. It's one of the most common elements in the soil, actually.
I'm gonna go look and see what this is called.
It's Michigan.
You just have to like there's a lot of it, but there's how to describe it.
My mom and dad got a kick off of this. I
Okay.
said, antiques and cannabis.
Is that what we're doing? The Antiques Roadshow Stoned Edition?
I can definitely do that for you.
It's called
So I guess to say that there's a ton of uranium in the soil, but it's very diffuse. So in any cubic meter of soil or something, there's not 10 pounds of uranium. There's like 50 fucking grams of uranium probably, but it's everywhere. So if you mined literally an entire mile of dirt or something, you could probably come up with like a ton of uranium.
So this was recently found by a wise woman. A glowing rock in Michigan are called Yerpalites.
Hmm.
They're found on the Upper Peninsula. They are rich in sodalite and fluorescent material. Oh, a fluorescent material. Sorry, that makes them glow orange and yellow under UV light. It was discovered in 2017. But it looks so cool. Like
High school pottery.
it looks like a fire rock.
What is that? It's a mug.
Oregon's got some fun, unique rocks that only really come up here. There's the sunstones in southeast Oregon. I forget which town. I'm forgetting which fucking town down there. There's beautiful, kind of agatized gem. Anyway, it looks a little bit like a sunset, I guess you could say. They come in somewhat different colors and stuff. Anyway, they're super pretty. You can actually go and find them yourself. And of course, people charge for them just to save you the trouble, I guess, but you can definitely go and get them yourself. Then there's like, what is it called? Amber obsidian. I can't think of the name of it, but basically it's got like kind of clouds of brown and stuff through this black obsidian. Looks fucking stunning. Apparently only found in Oregon. Also probably like Southeast Oregon.
We got a couple of like gem mines around here.
Hmm.
It's actually pretty popular.
Deer's like, fuck you too, bro. I was just trying to fucking eat some apples. Just the amount of kimchi you could make with all those.
I googled.
I wonder what would happen if you put kimchi on your soil.
I don't.
Because it's all like lacto fermented and shit. So I'm like, I mean, you Korea
The
natural farming,
vinegar,
right?
if you diluted it,
Korean natural fucking cooking.
if you diluted it, like you put the kimchi in water and then dumped it on, you probably be fine. So I think if you just flooded it with like a whole bunch of the vinegar, might fuck you the pH up.
That's true. It might be too sour. Yeah. I don't ever know. I wonder. Jesus Christ, these stores keep going. What the fuck? This is like big
Yeah.
TARDIS, bigger on the inside.
The one we're in, they have what, 300 some glass showcases and another 200 booths that are like 8x10s.
I think it's cool that you could get a booth there, like at different places.
It's a couple hundred
Really, this
bucks a
place
month.
has something for everybody too. I don't know if you guys noticed, like there's ceramics, glass, every fucking thing here.
I know
A
some.
lot of probably local too.
I know some
A
cool
lot,
toy
a
dealers.
lot, if I were
And
here
like,
alone, I'd like, or I would sit here and I would write down the names of who a lot of these are.
I know a lot of like old toy dealers, Hot Wheels, all that stuff, and they do it that way. They buy like a little booth. They don't have to be there. They put their price tags on it.
You
Yeah, I
can
don't put price
find
tags
my
on
mom's booth
flea
really quick.
market.
What's that,
It's
Horko?
all just bill of silver.
I'm coming out of the booth.
I could take you downstairs to the museum and get yelled at.
I don't ever want to hear you say, "Oh, I can take you downstairs again." Please.
It's the never-ending stores.
Really? And now
Oh,
we're
those
into the tchotchke aisle.
wrestlers?
Wrestling supers. The fuck?
That cheap?
$200 fucking dollars. Oh my god.
Some of those
Fuck
CGI
you!
Joes and stuff, they go for money.
Oh, I bet.
Fuck you! I'm gonna
Oh, did we
make
just
you
lose him?
my. I'm gonna fuck your ass. Sorry.
Shiki baby.
Kiki baby!
I'm gonna make you humble.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna fuck your ass. I'm gonna make you humble. Oh my.
I think my mom's making beef stew.
I'm hungry. I just had some
Mom
oatmeal.
made chicken noodle soup.
She did that a couple days ago. I'm not really the biggest fan of chicken noodle, but I could eat beef stew all day.
Yeah, beef stew's good.
I'm with you on the chicken noodle there, Smashed. People say it's the perfect soup. I disagree. I'm just like, it's just some fucking noodles and chicken broth, bro. It's not
Yeah, it's
complex.
all right. I don't like it,
Not the way my mom makes it. Shit.
so I'm kind
There's a
of
lot
weird.
of chicken.
I
Oh,
don't like the vegetables too soft. Like I don't you know like a
fire
lot
up.
of the time with
No,
like
I know what
chicken
you mean.
noodles,
The really kind of soggy carrots and onions and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Oh, no
they
thanks.
just soak
Yeah.
up and they turn to mush in your mouth.
Hmm
Yeah,
I
no.
don't like it.
I'm like, I'm glad I still have teeth and I would like to use them. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a nice glaze on that one.
I gotta fire up the snowmobile and get across the pond over to Captain's house.
Unfortunately, the picture is very pixelated to hardcore, but it's still you're in like a dead
Oh,
zone now. Probably
Yeah, I
barely
could take
cutting
you
through.
downstairs, but mom would flip the fuck out.
Why would she flip the fuck out?
Who are all these people in
She's
my
still
house?
on. No, it's just she doesn't want people to know.
Oh,
True.
You
so
know
she's like
that
Smaug. I keep bringing up
there's
Smaug the
stickly
fucking dragon.
there's stickly furniture. There's iCarts hanging on the wall. Then you get into the beer advertisement, which is like pre-pro and lithographs and stuff like that. Then all the food advertisement, like the malted milk containers and shit.
do you have a cow on a couch?
Before they downsized, let's put it this way: in 1980, our house was our contents of the house was insured for twice as much as the house was. It's also why we've got guns around the house too.
Guns don't kill people. I do.
Exactly.
Nothing
But
kill
you're
more.
educated, I'll burn prints and iCarts and stuff like that. They're not cheap.
What are we, fucking chickens here? Cheap.
We're flying, man. Holy shit.
Those toy cars, those are cool.
Oh,
I always wanted
wow.
one of those when I was a little kid.
Wow.
We still have my mom's.
$125 and $150.
Yep. That metal or
Oh,
plastic?
that blue one is cool. Little caddy.
Metal, man.
Old school, right on.
Yeah, back then it was probably lead and asbestos.
Yeah.
Be around until the fucking
On
Armageddon. Be around another 100,000 years. That is quite a purse. I wonder
25
what
is
that
still alive.
It's plastic.
Yeah. Right. That old purse.
My phone is dying, boys. I gotta get out of here.
Right on, Smashed. We'll probably
Hope you
get out
guys
of here
Later,
soon too.
Smash.
Later,
And a
man.
flash. Me too. Oh, I'm getting a headache. Yeah.
A lot of badass part in this little corner right here.
Don't get addicted to laudanum, like Wyatt Earp's wife, Maddie.
Ah, laudanum.
She famously had headaches and got addicted to laudanum, and it fucked her shit up.
I think it's these
There's some
glasses.
uranium glass.
I'm gonna have to get some. Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to get some different glasses to wear. I think the tints just hurts my eyes.
I know you always say it to me, but see that?
Don't show
It's a
your
heck of a
cock.
cock. We said no dicks on this show, not cocks. We didn't say anything about cocks.
Uh-oh. You just opened
Cool records.
Pandora's box, I think, Fumi.
That's what she said. License plates and shit.
Little wine dot.
Fucking scammer again. Another one. Fuck off. I'm live.
Wow. They say with all the baby boomers passing away, a bunch of this kind of shit is going to get flushed into the system now again. All their parents' shit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, the stuff that my parents have kept, they sold off a lot of stuff, but they kept like the cream, the best of the best.
Your mama likes cream.
There's lithographs downstairs that literally have people's names on the back of them.
That's cool.
That's how art works sometimes.
So if something happens to them and I want to get rid of the stuff, I just call the person on the back. My name's on a lot of it downstairs.
You want me to stick around, show you the precious moments corner? Captain?
No.
I'm really all about those Yadro figurines. I can't get enough. I love them so much.
Got wooden birds, damn it. Scored it, but I'm not going to get it today. I did score that little owl though. That thing was from the 50s.
That's
That's
fun.
probably like a $50 fucking little piece that I got. I did for $2 at the thrift store there. Well, I can't complain about that, but
Well,
I'm not finding it. Speak soon.
That's a fucking easy bake oven above it too. How fun is
Actually,
that?
I don't
I
think
like
it's
them.
an easy bake. It's part of the 1950s, 60s child's play set.
There we go. Can we get full screen now? Well, that's better.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just dabble. We're talking to masters.
Cool.
I'm like, oh shit, that's a teapot. And they're like, no, that's a 1971 Sakamoto. It was made in Kaganimi Prefecture by a one-legged man.
How come you're upside down? You're upside down, hardcore.
That's right. All of a sudden, you're upside down. There we go.
The mortar and pestle
The
wouldn't work.
Australians were like, finally, we can see normally.
The mortar and pestle works better that way. Yeah, that's pretty
Mortar
cool.
and pestle.
For all your mushroom grinding needs.
That's right.
We had one that had a name of a drugstore on it.
Look at this one's big sister. Yeah, sure enough. $9. Fuck it.
Is that? I just noticed that's a pizza plate. That's delightful.
Yeah. I've got like a version of this that's the same thing, but it's like this big or twice as big.
That's cool.
Hang on. Hardcore's got a sale. Buy. Whatever.
God, some of these marks I recognize, but I can't think of them. Normally I'd sit here and I'd just take a bunch of pictures of a lot of the shit. I don't recognize the signatures.
I gotta find a shelf to put these on.
I don't know what you're looking at.
We can't see, Captain.
Here, I'll
Well, now I can.
spotlight for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Hardcore.
tagine is cool. I think it's new though. I don't think that's an antique. Antique. I think that shit came from Le Creuset. What are we looking at, Captain 420? Show us again.
Oh, this is the big piece.
Oh shit, that's cool.
This is Saragusa. And then my favorite
Oh,
is
cool.
this one here, which is a
Oh, that's fun.
Saragusa frog.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Archimedes Saragusto.
CC.
But yeah, this thing is
Baller.
fucking.
I assume
one's
that's
heavy.
a particular Murano artist, probably, huh?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So basically, there's an island in Venice, basically, where the glass guys go. It used to be literally a death penalty offense to actually go to that island if you weren't one of the glass makers. They protected the glass industry for a long time. Anyway, there are like shops that just make random tourist stuff, and then there are actual artists whose stuff, they sign their works, and it goes for a fucking fortune because, oh my God, you got Saragossa. Oh shit.
I could sell that swag map right there.
Oh, here we'll
Like, I'll take this globe and turn it into a swag. Make some money. But I'm not feeling thirsty today.
Yeah, I think
Especially those prices. Not
Yeah,
exactly
man.
thrifty. It's a thrift store.
Well,
Not thrifty.
this is an antique shop, antique mall.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just sold. Well, God, I gotta think of who it was. There's someone in Murano actually brought it back for me or bought it for me. They
Huh.
paid like $100 in shipping for it.
That's cool.
God, I can't think of who it was.
Man, that Chinaman would be like $500 shipping it over. That thing's got to weigh 15, 20 pounds.
Oh,
That frog weighs about 5. Think a big plate, inch plate glass, how thick heavy that is.
Hmm. Oh, I used to have the most Very unfortunate. I lost it, unfortunately, in my move. Had this beautiful sign, so I don't remember who it was. I guess it would have been nice to have taken a picture of it, but it was a swordfish ashtray, basically. And it was like, well, you probably can't see, but it was like that tall. It was like I don't know, over a foot tall, basically. This whole fucking swordfish spiraling around. I was absolutely gorgeous, but unfortunately, it's
Right
no
on.
longer. No.
Oh, tables and chairs.
And Marilyn Monroe and Elvira.
Hey, Slimer.
And the fucking German X, Mucinex germ.
Slimer.
Climber, man. Ghostbuster
Yeah,
shit.
Ghostbusters.
That's funny.
The Mucinex guy. That's
Climber.
pretty good, though.
Stuff, dear.
This is a really. I love your room of deaths.
Right. Oh, that oak. Fuck. Turn back to that oak. Look at that fucking flame on that motherfucker. Oof. It's like just on fire, that oak. Look at that.
Yeah. I would say it's
Beautiful.
maple, but I could be wrong.
You think so? Oh.
Yeah, with that light green on there.
Hey, hardcore knows his hardwood.
No, that's for sure. But with that
Hi, boys.
underneath, I want to say maybe it could be chestnut. That flame grain, that kind of chatoyance, I know that from. Oh, I mean, other woods have it too, for sure.
I
Curly
think it's just,
maple.
yeah, it's just veneer too. It's not anything
Uh,
super sweet.
anyway.
Veneer.
I like good wood. What can I say?
Hey,
It's
there's no Canadian toboggan. Eh?
Man, I hate those wood chairs.
Why's that?
Yeah, have fun.
I've grown up with them.
Okay.
And what's wrong with wood
Mom
chairs?
doesn't think about cushions on chairs until recently.
Oh, I hate
There are
the
some
pet.
really comfortable wood chairs, though. Like some
Yeah.
wood. What am I trying to say? Some furniture makers over the years have really focused on not only looking good but making your ass feel nice. Surprisingly, like those Nakashima chairs are unbelievable. They're also fucking $50,000. But if you ever get a chance to sit in one, do it because it's surprisingly comfortable.
The Stickley rocker downstairs is comfortable, but
Mm.
you're not allowed to sit in, $3,000, $4,000
Well,
rocker.
that's sad. It's just like a museum. I don't know. What's the point of that then?
Exactly.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's no
made
way
in
to
the
live.
Nakatomi
It's
Tower?
like Ray Romano's mom and fucking Everybody Loves Raymond's show or whatever, where she put plastic over everything. Dude,
Uh,
that's what are you saving the fucking furniture for? The end of days or whatever the fuck, like, oh, Jesus is here. Let's take the plastic off now. Well, boys and
I mean,
girls,
our
maybe that's a good segue. Thanks very much, Hardcore, for the tour. That was a lot of fun. We got to see all kinds of stuff. Holy cannoli,
yeah.
ceramics, and he's probably not even done. He's just like, oh fuck, we'll stop for now. But oh, he's buying something. That's why he's gonna negotiate. Now he's gonna look in his pocket and see how many dongs he has. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us. Let's. Oh, he's showing us the fucking jewelry now. That was the real money.
Bling bling.
Fucking turquoise right there.
No comment. I got no comment.
uh,
Voice.
Well, boys and girls, I think maybe we'll slowly say our goodbyes. Who wants to go first?
well, thank you, Fumi. Good seeing everybody again. Everybody out in chat. Have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you all Saturday. Peace.
Yeah, man. Cheers, buddy.
Later, Cap.
J5 just created the newest porn series. You should be off to LA or wherever they shoot. Probably at Vegas now. They probably shoot in Vegas now. Should be off to Vegas for your fucking fame and fortune. He just came up with the name Pandora's Cox. Spectacular. So anyway, I hope the antique person didn't hear me saying that because they'll probably think we're crazy people.
What?
Hardcore is busy, so we'll give him a second. I hope he muted us. Otherwise, people probably think we're crazy. I wonder what he bought. I don't remember.
Keeping in the bag.
We're gonna say it was lobsters. It was literally live lobsters somehow in that antique store. They had a crate of live lobsters. He bought both of them. He's going to set them free. They were named Bill and Miranda. Anyway, who wants to go next? Presumably hardcore, but he's also walking and busy. So
Hardcore.
Yeah, take her easy, guys.
right on. Cheers, buddy.
Later, hardcore. Thanks for showing us the shit around. Showing
Yeah, it was
around.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like the stoned version of Antiques Roadshow that we're going to patent that name. We're going to say that that's what we are. Right on. Well, cheers, hardcore. Good to see you. Go for it, D.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for everybody in chat chatting. All you lurkers lurking. Don't forget to tune in Saturday, same bad time, same bad channel, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Pacific. Don't ask me what time it is in Bangkok or Thailand. I forget. But yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of the day, and we'll. Oh, right on CFH. That's Pantera. That's fucking awesome.
That
Anyway,
cowboy,
guys,
that's been there for like 20 years. And all these bricks that got people's names scraped into them and shit.
So
Huh.
you're gonna fucking laugh. I used to be part of a gaming group called Cowboys from Hell, and for a little while I ran the group, but the founder was such a drama queen that anyway, but we were named Cowboys from Hell.
That's cool.
Yeehaw. Pew, pew.
Yeah. Later,
Anyway,
guys.
see you, CD. Good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, Sumi, by the way.
Good to see you. You're very welcome. So ladies and gerbils, that's the rest of us. We're just gonna basically, I don't know what hardcore is trying to do there. He's trying to say goodbye. No, he's flipping us off. There we go. Good. Fuck you too, gerbils. No, I'm kidding. Ladies and gerbils, thanks very much for joining us. Oh, D, by the way, take over on Saturday or no?
Yes, sir.
Right on. You heard it here
Fuck
first, ladies and gentlemen.
you!
That's right. Fuck you too. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you too. Ladies and gentlemen, no, you're all cool. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Thanks very much for joining us. Be kind, be decent, be gentle, be fucking pricks, dicks, or lunatics. Puff something wonderful. And stay tuned to Fumidoro announcements, hopefully coming soon, but nothing yet to announce. So really, just no point really announcing any more than that. But hopefully do. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope to come back from the dead very soon. Thanks so much for joining us. Puff something wonderful. And until we meet again, adios. Thank you. Oh, by the way, martial artist. Good to see you, buddy. J5. Wilson here. Miranda probably still hanging. Jones N2 Grow. S Organics. Always good to see you, buddy. Great recommendation on that. Luke Lock. Spectacular restaurant. Al Telescope Uranus. Always one of the best names in the chat. Jones N2 Grow. Who else in here? Jess and Bean. The DGC.